Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special report for you today. Earlier this morning, we were getting emails flooded into Third Phase of Moon saying, watch out, you have a tsunami coming your way. There was a warning in the state of a tsunami that might be evident of this explosion that happened in the Pacific. Tonga Island exploded into its fury, unlike we've never seen before in modern day history. We've got a full breakdown of today's events, and sometimes we cover the UFO videos, but this kind of hit close to home due to the fact that, again, we were woken up in regards to a possible tsunami, but there was an event that happened in Tonga earlier. We're looking at this, and there was regions of the area that got hit, and Hawaii was put on alert. Thank God the warning has been dissipated. Right now, Hawaii's in the clear. I know a lot of the coast of California, Oregon, they were all threatened. Santa Cruz even had effects of this massive blast from Tonga Island. And we're seeing it again from satellite photos. And in my opinion, this is some of the biggest evidence of a volcanic eruption that has created a tsunami across the Pacific. So it was an underwater volcano in the South Pacific. It erupted violently on Saturday, causing tsunamis. And they said it was about to hit Hawaii, Japan, Tonga's largest island, and it was sending waves flooding into the capital. So this was massive. It happened about 30 kilometers, approximately 18 miles southeast of Tonga's Whanafus Island. It first erupted on Friday, and then a second time with much more magnitude around 5:26 p.m. local time. And the eruption sent flumes and ash up to about 12 miles in the air, if not even up to 20 miles in the air. It was massive, this shock wave. And according to the RNZ satellite imagery, it showed the massive ash cloud and the shock waves spreading from the eruption here. And we could see it very clear as we're watching this video that I could see why Hawaii was kind of freaked out, because this is old footage of a tsunami that hit the town of Hilo on the Big Island that I live on, along with my brother Brent, and it was devastating. So when we receive tsunami warnings or alerts, we go back to this day of this flood of water that hit the coastline of Hilo and destroyed it. And a lot of people were caught off guard. It actually happened on April Fool's Day, and people didn't take it seriously. Well, after that day, people in Hawaii take the tsunami effect very seriously. And with these new images and events that has just happened within the past 24 hours, Tonga was shooken up in regards to this massive volcanic blast and their ramifications from it, with floods that engulfed neighborhoods. Brent, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is a wake-up call. We're seeing this kind of action, and this was pretty immense what we're looking at, especially this captured from the ocean as the volcano just exploded and erupted. We see the power of it, and this is something to behold. Mother Nature doesn't hold back when it comes down to the power of the earth. This is a clear example of nature at its best, showing a little muscle right there. Thankfully, none of this effect really had any loss of life as far as we know, and this is great. What we're seeing here is an event. Wow, look at the immensity of this thing. It exploded like a ton of nuclear bombs. This is intense. I'm pretty amazed on how they captured this in real time. And look at this. We've never seen anything like this before. And we did our volcano hunts when we had the active volcano on our island erupting a couple years ago. And we captured ash clouds that were big. We could feel the booms, but what we're seeing in Tonga was amazing. The Big Island has its destruction of lava, but it doesn't equivalent to these kind of explosions. And the Big Island is a hotspot, the most active volcano in the world, and we've checked it out personally. What was it like, Blake?
Yeah, it was hot. That's for sure. Hotter than any campfire that you could imagine. Just if you've been close to a campfire, just magnify that heat about 10. And that's what it felt like being close to the magma as it took out the town of Kapoho. This day, 700 homes were lost. So we respect Mother Nature in Hawaii because we can tell you it gets quite violent at points. The destructive nature of lava and volcanic activity is unsurmountable as we're looking at this historic footage that we were able to capture on the front line as Kilauea was taking out neighborhoods. And to have this close proximity to magma like this, it was a life changer as far as contemplating what destruction can do in just a matter of moments right before your eyes. It was a life changer again. So again, we're just trying to say that we were woken up this morning saying that there was some kind of tsunami event due to a volcanic blast. So it brought back memories from the events here just a few years ago, right here on the Big Island of Hawaii. It was a day to be remembered, and the volcanic activity is still active here on the Big Island. Again, the most active volcanic activity in the world. But what we watched today is impressive in the power behind Mother Nature, because we're watching this again from imagery from outer space, and you can see the shock wave as it traverses through the Pacific and displaces water to cause many tsunamis across coastlines. Again, this is incredible imagery that we're looking at. And in my opinion, it's a 1 in a million shot that it was perfectly positioned in the right angle to capture this right in mid frame, right in center frame, excuse me. This blast, it doesn't get much better as far as capturing the evidence of this phenomenon. And again, this is a kind of a lifetime event, in my opinion. We haven't seen anything quite add up to this kind of volcanic explosion in quite a long time.
Yeah, again, historic day. We really appreciate everybody that called us up this morning and said, hey guys, something might be heading your way. And with an event like this and just looking at it, everybody should be kind of aware and awake right now that these kind of possibilities of Mother Nature, you never know, Yellowstone, volcanic activity could change the world as we see it forever. This is just an event, and it's an explosive one that we've never seen the likes of. The tsunami that we're looking at right here that rushes in is something to be reckoned with. These things come in so fast. New Zealand was affected. We saw some video coming from there, and even Venice. We've been there in the past, and we saw it kind of roll up on the ocean side over there in California, and it did effects, small effects, but still visible and out there for people to videotape. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Santa Cruz had some effects as well. And I'm not sure if Venice was catching any flack of this tsunami. I want to know, guys, if you're in Venice Beach, if you saw any shockwave or rise in the water, I'd like to see that video. But Santa Cruz definitely had some issues going on. And again, this was something that happens out of nowhere. And sometimes we just don't know. Just like what happened April Fools on the Big Island of Hawaii. We're watching this vintage footage of the tsunami roll into Hilo Bay. We visit this town, I'd say about 10 times a year, and they actually made a rock wall to stop any possible other surge of a tsunami. Actually, Brent's school teacher, Mr. Tolentino, was involved in one of the tsunamis that hit that day in different parts of the coast. Lapa Hoi Hoi School was taken out, and Mr. Tolentino was one of the lucky survivors because there was approximately over 24 people that were lost that day from this tragic event. Thank God today didn't equate to any kind of loss of life as we know it right now, but people were shocked about this massive explosion. And a lot of people don't really take things seriously sometimes. Volcanic eruptions, as we saw today, happen like a bang in a split second, and we see the ramifications of what happened. Let's hope maybe there won't be any more eruptions over there in Tonga, because there is no evidence that there might not be another one. Apparently there was one Friday. This is a Saturday explosion, which was way massive. You can see the shock wave. There's a lot of people that were affected by this. And again, we appreciate everybody out there giving us the heads up on this event and saying, watch out, there's a warning of a tsunami coming your way. So just wanted to give you a quick update right here at Third Phase of Moon. We've got some new UFO videos coming in. They've reached our emails, our Facebooks, our Twitter. People are sending us the information, so don't worry. We're going to bring it to you first thing tomorrow. But we wanted to give you the update of what's going on here on the Big Island of Hawaii in regards to the tsunami threat and warning. It is now safe. As of now, the waters are calm, and we hope everybody made it out along the coastlines around the United States and every other country that was involved, and made it out without a scratch. Everybody, be safe, Blake Cousins, and remember, we're not alone. We'll see you next time.
Looking around, thinking it's only you, only to find we're many more than a few. Where do they lie? How come we seldom see them? Right in between the lines is where they reside. No reason to fear, we know